so more people are showing up as positive?
That's part of it, but they actually put out some information to specifically say that's really not the case in the numbers. It is a small piece of it, but you're right. That has something to do with it.
But I agree with you. I'm not going out.
I'm not going out.
Yeah.
Hey, David. Everyone, please, we're 1 minute away. Please put yourself on mute. David Stovall, we want you to come off mute. Everyone else should be muted for right now. Thank you for being here today.
Okay, I am off mute, but I'm also finishing up a board meeting on the other line. So just go on, and I'm here. Great to be with you all today.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We're honored you're here with us today.
Okay, I'm all with you now.
All right, where are your glasses?
What?
Where are your glasses?
Oh, my glasses. I'm supposed to be in the zone this morning, right?
We're trying to figure out what zone you're in, though.
I'm in my zone. It's just
Bernie, tell him what zone you think he's in.
It has to be the twilight zone. Absolutely.
It probably is, Bernie. This is my third call this morning. A committee meeting and 2 board meetings.
I told you, Mary, he's got his own zone. That's for sure with that look.
It is convention week, guys. Y'all don't have your Hawaiian shirts on?
I've got my Rotary Youth Exchange t-shirt on that I would have given out at the district conference this year, and I'm hopeful that the meeting tomorrow about Youth Exchange might wield some decent results in terms of letting the districts do what they need to do.
All right. Well, good morning, Rotary International District 7770. Welcome to Conversations with Rotary Action People for Monday, June 8th. My name is Donald Hovis from the Chicora Rotary Club here in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Our topic today is he in the zone? With RI Treasurer and Director, Mr. David Stovall. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. It's great to be with you all today. I'm calling in from Gainesville, Georgia, not too far away from you.
In your Hawaiian shirt, though, so we're dreaming of the beach today?
Well, it is convention week. Had we not had a new virtual reality, we would all be in Hawaii today. So I went to the board meetings this morning with my convention shirt on.
Well, I, and like several people on this line, would have been right there in Honolulu with you, buddy. So unfortunately, wish we were there, but we will move forward. To kick us off today, I will start with the vision statement of Rotary. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. David, I want to introduce a few key dignitaries that are on the call with us today here on Zoom. And before
everybody on the call is a dignitary, aren't they?
Absolutely, absolutely. If you are here on the Zoom call, go to the chat box, tell us where you're watching from and your Rotary Club. And then we're also streaming this on our International District Facebook page. If you are watching over there, please comment below the live stream and also tell us where you're watching from and your Rotary Club. All right, so here we go. Past District Governor from the Lake Murray Irmo Rotary Club, Mr. Rod Funderburk. Good morning, Rod. Past District Governor from the Rotary Club of Hilton Head Island, Mr. Bernie Rydell. Good morning, Bernie. Past District Governor from the Rotary Club of Hilton Head Island, and currently our foundation chair for our wonderful district, Miss Sandy Brooks. Good morning, Sandy. Past District Governor from the Rotary Club of Hilton Head Island. I'm not repeating myself, but I am repeating myself. Mr. David Terrard and his wife, Susan. Good morning, guys. Past District Governor from the Mount Pleasant Rotary Club, Mr. Lou Mello. Good morning, Lou. District Governor-elect from the Rotary Club of Myrtle Beach will be installed right after this. Miss Pauline Levesque. Good morning, Pauline. District Governor-elect nominee from the Rotary Club of Hilton Head Island, Mr. Paul Walter. Good morning, Paul. So, David, I'm honored to have you on the line. I'm getting ahead of myself. Public Image Chair for our Rotary District, Miss Mary Gass from the 5 Points Rotary Club. And last but not least, the man running behind the scenes. You don't see him on here, but he's running everything in the background for us from the Somerville Evening Rotary Club, our District Communications Chair, Mr. Terry Moore. Good morning, Terry. So, David, we are honored that you're with us today, and we want to hear all about the zone. And now I know you have your own zone. We want you to talk about that, but can you tell us about Zone 33, which we are a part of here in our district?
So, okay, there's 34 zones in the world, and 33 and 34 are the last in number, but they're first in a lot of different areas. The 34 zones pair up, and that results in 17 members on the board of directors, along with the president-elect, makes 19 for a total of 4. And your zones include Maryland, Delaware, 3 districts in Pennsylvania around the Pittsburgh area primarily, and then all of the Carolinas and the Virginias, and a wee portion of Tennessee, just on the eastern tip of Tennessee. About 75,000 Rotarians in 35,000 Rotarians in your zone, 35,000 roughly in Zone 34. So about 70,000 Rotarians that I technically represent personally, although I represent all 1.2 million Rotarians worldwide.
So why do we have zones, David?
So that there's good representation of the interest in the world. We have nearly 170 countries around the world, and people often question why the Rotary Board of Directors does not take some specific action which might be applicable in their personal community. But it's because the communities are around the world are so different and so dramatically different. We have just been on the Rotary Board meeting this morning talking about a thing that we needed to talk about, and there were varying views, but it's all because customs and opportunities around the world or activities around the world vary. So that's why we have representation. We also try to keep the zones pretty much around the world equal in size, so that there's a good representation of all interests. For example, the Elevate Rotary Task Force that I chaired, we sent out a survey to 200,000 people around the world. We got about 10,000 responses from it. So we got a very valid, statistically valid data response from around the world. So we knew what was going on when we were talking about dues for Rotary actors, for example.
Now, I know, David, when we talked a few days ago in preparation for your talk today, I know you wanted me to bring up Rotaract. So tell us about Rotaract.
Rotaract is our future, folks. The council came last year, came to vote. The vote failed the first time because there was a lot of misinformation out there, but then a dissenter, a nay vote, brought it back to the table, which was the only way it could come back by someone who voted against it. And it passed overwhelmingly once all of the information was cleared up. We have about 250,000 Rotaractors that we've identified within their clubs. Their Rotaract clubs are now a member of Rotary, and we have to embrace them. We need Rotaract clubs in our district involved with our Rotary clubs. We need to get involved with what they're doing because they represent the future of our organization, a major conduit or funneling device or whatever to bring new people into Rotary. And it's a different way of operating Rotary. I think over the last 3 months, our ship of Rotary has changed significantly. We're still holding our course and staying our course through this COVID storm of a virtual reality, but we're holding our course, and things are changing. And the kinds of things that we're doing now with virtually and otherwise we can incorporate into what we're doing with Rotary. I mean, my local club has started meeting the first week virtually, and we have our interactors coming, we have our exchange students. But it's just a new world, but we got to incorporate young people into it, and Rotary Act is the way that we do that. If you look at the doors behind you, the Rotary opens opportunities. That red door is Rotary Act, side by side with the other doors.
Yeah, I love that logo. It's a really neat logo and a really neat theme. Can you tell us, David, because I know you're currently the treasurer for Rotary International and you're an RI director. So how long have you been in Rotary?
Since dirt. Most all these people in the Zoom room I know, and I hope I'm not being too redundant with some of you because we go back so far. But I joined Rotary in 1985. I've been 35 years just next month in Rotary. And about 3 months after I came into Rotary, Polio Plus was announced. Not just polio, but the plus is 12 other diseases that we work on that's lost on a lot of newer people to Rotary, but we have a major infrastructure there. So still over half of my life, I've been fighting polio to rid the world of plant polio. I remember when there were 1,000 cases a day just in India, and India has been polio free now for about 8 years. And one thing that has really made me extra proud to be a Rotarian, a rank and file is all I am, nothing special about me, but the Rotary's play in the COVID pandemic has just been amazing. All of the health organizations around the world, right out of the box, you started using Rotary's platform that we use for tracking and everything else for the polio virus. And that makes me ultra proud and ultra humble to be a Rotarian.
So in your role as a director and treasurer, I'm intrigued by that. Can you tell us a little bit about what do you do in those roles?
Well, it's whatever you want to make out of it. You can garbage in, garbage out as a director, or you can really try to make some change. And we've tried to make some change with Barry's board and Mark's board have been both a very close-knit group. I'm proud to say that we've not kicked any cans down the road. We've made decisions and we've moved on day-to-day basis from the very beginning. My feeling, and as I said this to President Mark back last October, I said, I hope my benefit to you is not in the boardroom, although it turns out I've been very active in the boardroom as treasurer. But I'm just me, okay? I just like people. And starting 3 years ago when I became a director-elect, I started making club visits and was doing via Zoom 2 to 4 club visits around primarily in our zones every week. So it's just the day-to-day work of my being a director has just changed over the last 3 months to being 4 to 6 calls a day instead of a week. But the technical part of being a director is that we set policy. The board sets policy. They will propose items to the council on legislation that need changes to our articles of incorporation, not our bylaws or our constitution or our code of policy. But the board is a policy-making body. As you know, back in March, at our April board meeting, we came out with a response to COVID. So those are policy type issues that we handle and hash through and that type of thing. As the treasurer, the last 3 years, it's become more of a working position. The budget of Rotary is just the Rotary, not the foundation, just Rotary International, is $120 million American every year. And so it's a big organization. We have around 500 staff in Evanston. We have a couple of more hundred around the world. And the secretariat manages those different regions. The treasurer is becoming more and more involved day to day with council advice or whatever to the CFO and to the head of finance. I had a 32-year back career in finance, so some experience in being a CFO and a CEO and that kind of stuff. But it's been a very humbling but awesomely rewarding opportunity to serve with folks around the world.
Now, you mentioned earlier about Rotary and the pandemic. Has Rotary, I mean, has Rotary, been affected by the pandemic in any way, do you think?
Yeah, and I personally, I think it's very positive. Some other civic organizations and community groups went lights out as soon as the pandemic hit. Stephanie and myself and Director-elect Peter said, we're not going to let that happen in our zones. We're going to keep the lights on. We started, no kudos or anything at all to us, but we started that first week, our weekly Zoom calls, Friday morning at 7:30, Monday at noon as a repeat, to see people, let people see that they can get engaged. And as you probably know, if you've been on our calls, we're winding those down after week after next. We've gone to just a Monday call now because we feel like the mission was achieved. Clubs and districts and members got right on the calls. Now they're having their own calls. The job of a director, the responsibility of a director is to supplement and complement the Rotarians in the district, not to conflict with them. And so we think our job's done there. Stephanie and Peter are going to a monthly call as of July. That kind of mirrors what I had been doing even last year with the coordinators and the governor's chain having a quarterly call. But I'm excited about Rotary. Right now, I've been to 3 virtual charters and around, most of them up in the Michigan area. There's a major force up there toward virtualization of their clubs until we can come to a real hug rather than air hug. My own little club of 40 people has picked up 5 members in this. People that saw what our club's doing out in the community and have said, how do I get involved in this? So I think Rotary is going to be a lot meaner, greener, leaner organization when we come out the backside, because around the planet, Rotary is on fire. Rotary is engaged, and Rotary is connecting the world, and we're making the opportunity virtually till we can do otherwise to open new opportunities in Rotary. So out the backside, we'll lose members. Yes, I know. How many? Who knows? Will it be 100,000? Will it be 200,000? Don't know. But financially, Rotary is extremely sound. With that $120 million annual budget, we have a reserve fund of 70 some odd million dollars. This year, because we sheltered in place even before we knew, as a staff, before we knew that there was going to be a pandemic, to see if in case there was, make sure we had the bandwidth to operate. And as a result of all the no staff travel, no volunteer travel, we're going to have about a $9 million surplus this year, cash surplus. If 200,000 Rotarians lost didn't come back, then that's about $5 million in dues. So we could stand to lose 400,000 Rotarians out of this, which I don't think that's going to happen. Then we would have covered the financial difference just from the cash surplus of this year. We've gone back and done the research all the way till 1905 when it was founded. And in even the worst thing, the dot-coms, the Korean War, World War I, World War II, whatever that pandemic was in 1919, 1920, whatever that disease was, the most Rotarians that we've ever lost in any time in our history of 100 and some odd years is, the Spanish flu, is less than 5% of the total. Okay, so we might, given that, we might lose 60,000 Rotarians. I think it'll be more than that, but that's not a bad thing because you folks are here today. You're engaged, and I need to shut up. I'm talking too much.
We
I'm
want
not
to
hearing
hear.
you.
We want to hear from you, so we
Okay.
love to hear you talk. So
Okay.
I think, I personally have seen you in our district, and I know you're not a stranger in our district, and you love our district. From the zone level, can you tell some of the viewers on the line that may not know, how strong our district is in our zone?
Your district is extremely strong. Look at the people around this room that are PDGs. They're serving as zone coordinators or assistant coordinators or some activity within the realm of much broader than within the district. I think I'm on my iPad, so I'm not acting as efficiently as I would otherwise. But I think Brooks, for example, not trying to pick on anybody, but I think Sandy Brooks is on the call, right?
She is.
Sandy was a member of the leadership team for putting on the summit, for example, in Atlanta that we did. And we had 450 nearly people there for a week of governor training, governor-elect training, governor nominee training, and then our leadership summit on the weekend. I see you're taking a lead in the 10 million meal challenge that we put out last year and this year. Past year, we passed 10 million meal equivalencies toward solving hunger in the southeastern United States and our sister islands. We're going to far surpass that this year, even with what's going on with the COVID, been going on with us with the COVID. But our two zones, our paired zones, 33 and 34, are at the top of the heap in the Rotary Foundation giving all the way across the board every year. And the only really region of the world that surpasses these two zones in foundation giving on a consistent basis is the Korea and that area of Asia, Taiwan, the Philippines, Korea. They have a lot of $1 million donors over there every year, but usually number 3 and number 4 in the world toward every area of the foundation is zones 33 and 34. And I think there's a very close relationship from what I see around with my colleagues between these two zones. A very healthy, but a very competitive, but a very healthy competitive between 33 and 34. Close relationships between the coordinators, the regional foundation coordinators, the public image, the Rotary coordinators, the In Polio Now coordinators, Rocky and Chuck and Bob over in Zone 34. I mean, that's collaboration. That's working together, and that doesn't happen in a lot of different zones around the world. Part of that's probably just being Southern, though, and Southerners are just friendly people in general.
Absolutely. I will say, for those of you watching, if you have a question, please put it in the chat box now. David is only with us for a few more minutes as he has another call coming up right after this. So we want to hear from you. We want to at least maybe get a couple of these questions answered. And the first one I'll go to, David, is what should we expect from the virtual RI convention?
We know it's kind of been interesting because I had all these breakout sessions on my personal calendar, and I woke up a few days ago one morning and I'm thinking I'm supposed to be here and I'm supposed to be there, and I realized convention week was really this week, but I'd not taken all those sessions off, so I had kind of a harrowing few moments there until I realized that. But I think it's going to be a great celebration. There'll be opening session. If you go to riconvention.org, you can see when the sessions are now. There are going to be opening sessions, and then we're having breakouts on all kinds of items all during the week. So you just go to the ones that you can go to, and the ones that you're interested in, just like if you were there physically in Honolulu. Whole new experience. What is it going to really look like? I don't know, but I think it will be exciting. And I personally think that it's an opportunity for us to engage some people that are never been to an international convention. So I would encourage you all folks in 7770 to go out into your clubs and say, hey, you got to go to the opening ceremony, you got to go to the closing ceremony and get the feel of what a Rotary convention is all about. And my personal hopes for it is that it will spark interest for a lot of people, that when we go to the convention next year, that we'll have even more than the 25 or so thousand people that we had set up originally registered.
So the next question is, what is next for you after being Rotary International Director?
I really like the Calico Cat and being an honorary Rotor Cat, though. Before that, Mary, that's pretty cool. That might be a new avenue of programs that we explore. I'm just David. I mean, yeah, somebody said, and the convention is free. That you got all your money back if you're registered, and it's free to attend. So enjoy that. I'm just David. I don't know. I've guess I've been engaged from Rotary from the very start because of what my club president and then the president-elect of my little club did, getting me involved. I do have a gig next year as a moderator for the training of some of our coordinators around the world, and it happened virtually this year. Don't know how it'll happen next year, whether it be in person or what, but who knows? I mean, this gig was not about me. I hope that nobody has felt like I thought it was about me. It was just Kim and I doing what we felt like we had been called to do, and then we were chosen by the zone to do it. We've just been trying to get her done.
Well, I think you've done a tremendous job, and we've seen you a lot in our district, so we appreciate your support and being there for us here in District 7770.
Oh, that's just a pleasure. A humble honor to come with you. I think I was over there just a few days before the pandemic hit to a Centennial Club, maybe. No,
And
that wasn't
Florence,
your
yeah.
district.
Did you go to? I think you went to Florence, yeah.
I went to Florence. So that is your district. Yeah.
And I was at Pets, and I know you spoke virtually to us at our Pets conference too earlier this year. So, and I know you've been in our district all club conference in Hilton Head a few years ago for Mr. David Terrar.
Actually, Sandy and my wife Kim are chessmates. They were governors together in this foundation centennial year. So.
That's excellent.
And Lou, thank you for that comment. We tried to be out there 21 days. Deuce County.
But I have one final question for you, unless we have another question that comes across here through the chat boxes. Where are your glasses?
Oh, so I got my glasses and I got my cap and I'm ready for the party. Okay, I have my convention shirt on. I have my hat that I don't wear caps, but I do wear this cap some. I can take a lot of grief because it has the wings on it. But it is grandfathered. That is a permissible use because pilots, flying Rotarians put that out there before Rotary had such control. But I do heart Rotary. I really do heart Rotary, and I heart all of y'all. It's Mary said the goatee is gone in 21 days. Well, some of you have known me long enough to know that I had a ponytail at one point. I'm trying to decide on whether I start a real full one rather than a rat tail like I had. But yeah, this is probably going our way at 12:01 on 30th of June, 12:01 a.m. on 1 of July. It's made its statement. It's made its point. Hanging out with it now. I broke my glasses, so I have some dorky looking readers on. Kim's going to get my glasses now.
Well, it takes a team effort to get everything done. We appreciate the director. One final question, and you may have seen that come across, is do you expect future international conventions to be different following the pandemic?
I expect all of Rotary to be different following the pandemic, not just the convention. I'm so proud of my little club. What they've already taken an action on had nothing to do with me or Kim, but I'm so proud of what they're doing. The incoming board, we don't have a president next year, and I'm throwing this out just for y'all to have an idea. Not that it's better than any others, but I'm really proud of it. We already did not have a president next year. We had a presidential team. 4 past presidents all came together and said, we're going to breathe some Ahimi, already a strong club of about 40. We're going to breathe Ahimi into this. So each one will preside for a quarter, but they'll all support each other and work together all year. What they now have already decided is that we will meet virtually as long as we need to, but once we can go back to in-person meetings, we'll meet the first week via Zoom. The second week, we'll meet in person. The third week, we will have a social at a pub somewhere in Gainesville and have fellowship time. And the fourth week, we'll be out doing a service project. Like we are very heavily involved with our food bank, go figure. and other organizations. We have the Olympic rowing venue is still here. It's a $20 million a year event center at our lake. So I'm very excited about what stuff like that I see happening in clubs all over the zones. New world, new look. But steady the helm right now. Steady hand on the tiller till we get out of this storm. Just keep selling samples right through the backside so we can unfurl our rotary sails and sail on into the sunrise.
Well, we appreciate your service and we appreciate you for being here today. We're honored you took time out of your very busy schedule to be with us. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Kim Waters and David Stovall are very humble to have served you. I see some thank yous on the screen, but on the chat box, but it's nothing about us. It's all about Rotary and what all you do and what all you are doing. And we're just very humble to have served you. And we say thank you to each of you for what you do.
Thank you. We will conclude with the Rotary four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thanks, everyone, for joining today. We'll be back for the next conversation with Rotary Action People on Wednesday, June the 10th. We do
Thanks,
appreciate
David.
you guys for watching us. Thanks you again, David. Hope everyone has a wonderful Monday. Congratulations, Pauline. I know a lot of us are headed over to see your installation coming up next. So
Great. Thank you.
congratulations. We look forward to a great Rotary year upcoming.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap for Conversation with Rotary Action People for Monday, June 8th. Everyone have a great day.